Welcome to Ecclesia Principles, a biblical strategy for believers to engage in God's design for government with Ray Eppard.
Jurisdiction means to have the right to say or decide. God created 4 jurisdictions. He's created 4 jurisdictions. The first one is self-government. He did it in Genesis 1:26. He made Adam first. Eve wasn't present at first. Chapter 2 shows you the order of that day. He made Adam first because at that point he was one person. He had dominion over all of the earth. Self-government. Self-government is the foundation of everything that God establishes. You have the right to make choices about your life. Dominion means you have liberty. You have the right to decide. You have the right to choose. You have the right to pursue your happiness. The founders talked about among these unalienable rights are the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those second 2 come from your right because you have self-government. You decide what makes you happy. Now, it doesn't guarantee that you will get it, but you have the right to pursue it. You know, I'll use a guy. You might pursue a girl, that don't mean you're going to get her. Because she has self-government. Amen. Then secondly is family government. Genesis 2:15, God made Adam and Eve and created a family. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife. You see, if you look at it, the Bill of Rights is really the acknowledgement of our government of these 4 jurisdictions. The reason our founders made it that the government cannot come into your home without a warrant, without your permission, is because that home is your jurisdiction. It's the jurisdiction of the family, and they have to have a cause for coming in and violating your jurisdiction. Amen. This is the kind of stuff that was preached prior to the Revolutionary War. They understood what their rights were. And then civil government, Genesis 9:6, and we'll read that later. God established civil government. And then he established church government. Matthew chapter 28, Jesus said, all power has been given unto me, heaven and earth. Now the thing of it is, when it comes to church government, you can choose whether or not to obey God because of your self-government. You can worship a false god if you want. That's why the First Amendment says Congress shall pass no law. Pass how many laws? No law. Why? Because it's not their right to say. It's not their right to say who you worship or how you worship, as long as you don't violate someone else's rights. And so with that, it also says that they are not to prohibit the free exercise thereof. See, a lot of people say, well, you know, now I'm going to give you a statement that is a position statement. I am not running for office. Don't want to. But, see, the cultural definition of separation of church and state is a bunch of hogwash. It is a lie from the devil. The cultural definition of separation of church and state. Now, here's the policy position. I believe in the separation of church and state 100%, as long as you define it by the First Amendment. That Congress shall pass no law establishing religion, nor do they prohibit the free exercise thereof. And currently, they're using the no establishment to prohibit the free exercise. Amen. I better keep going. These are the governing authorities, these 4 jurisdictions. When God gives you the right to decide, that's an unalienable right. See, these governing authorities are really the basis of your unalienable rights. Because you have the right of self-government because God gave you dominion over your life. Nobody else is going to stand before God for your life, just you. So you have dominion over your life because you will have to give an account. Therefore, other people are not to be the ones that dictate your life. Government is not to be the one that dictates your life. Doesn't mean they can't pass laws. Don't misunderstand all that. But they are not to infringe upon your self-government.
You've been listening to Ecclesia Principles with Ray Eppard. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook on our Ray Eppard pages. This program was brought to you by Victory Worship Center and World Outreach. Services Sunday 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 200 Hammond Lane, Stanton, Virginia.